afternoon everyone and welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, we are spreading a bit of slurry today, trying to get the last of the slurry out on the silage ground. Going okay, we've only got a few loads left to do, so we're going to put the drone up, get a bit of drone footage now before we finish up. But yeah, trying to get the last slurry out the silage ground. We want to get, if we can at all, we want to try and get the fertilizer out as well, the nitrogen, over the next few days. Also, we've rain coming tomorrow, so it's a case of just trying to time it that when the rain comes tomorrow that it gets washed in, and yeah, it should all work fairly nicely. It's lovely and mild, great growth at the minute. It's about 17 or 18 degrees outside, nice sunny day, so lovely spring weather and exactly what we want to see this time of year. Putting on roughly 2,000 gallons per acre on the silage ground at the moment, which is just a nice amount of slurry. There's roughly around 6 or 7 units of nitrogen per 1,000 gallons. So yeah, we can take that into our calculation then when working out what nitrogen we need to put on altogether. We usually put on somewhere between around 100 to 110 units of nitrogen per acre for silage ground. So yeah, we can work that out from that anyway. But yeah. Alright, so a few days later, Sun is shining. We've had a little bit of rain over the last few days, not much, but enough to just wash in the slurry, which is kind of what we want to see. GPS, you can't really see much of it here at the minute. Quite a glare off the screen because it's so sunny outside, but I have it set up ready to go. Spreader, we are, and I'll just get a couple of settings here on it just to show you. We are going to be spreading at 380 kgs per hectare. Cattle factor is 1.05. You get that off the Amazon app, so it depends on your fertilizer. You just put in the details of your fertilizer and it'll tell you what the cattle factor is. Working with 21 meters, and we're going to be spreading at 10 kilometers an hour. Now that is changeable. We'll start off at 10 kilometers an hour. I usually then can go up a gear, and the fertilizer spreader will change then to suit that anyway, because it knows what speed I'm doing. It knows what rate, once I have it put into it, knows what rate I want to put out. All I have to do then after that is spread to the GPS, keep on a straight line with it, and spreader more or less does the rest. Just to get to the headlands, flick it off, just pull the two levers back, close off the two shutters, and that's it, you know. So it's fairly straightforward. But yeah, that's really it. We have moved into the 6.4 obviously for spreading, so yeah, let's get going at it. I'll get the drone up, get a wee bit of footage of it, see how we get on. It shouldn't take that long. One spreader, we've got just over 2 tons. There's 2.1 ton in this spreader, so it'll not take too long to get it spread, hopefully. Anyway, let's get up and running, let's get moving and get this done. Alright, so we've just finished the last of the nitrogen spreading. 6-4 done a fine job, as did the Amazon spreader. Nice picturesque kind of a view from here. We're quite up. We're up quite high here, so you've got a lovely view down kind of into the valley here. You can see there's quite a steep hill in this field, especially steeper side is over this side, so it is a little bit of a challenge when you're cutting the silage on it. Mowing is not too bad. When you're lifting the silage, you know, coming up the hills with heavy full trailers, so you kind of have to come at it a certain way, but that's no problem. Just when we're spreading the fertilizer now, slurry is out here about a week, so you can see everything is starting to green up nicely. A lot of the slurry is washed in. There's not much, a little bit here just where it was tracked whilst driving along with the slurry, so you have a little bit there, but overall most of the slurry is washed in. But the fact now that grass is starting to green up and starting to grow a little bit, as is the weeds, so just when we're going along now, just kind of taking a note of what we need to spray for. So this is the bane of our lives, you know, chickweed, and lots of it. There was quite a few docks in this last year. We did spray for docks. Seems to have worked very well. Don't see very many. See maybe a dozen of them out through the field, but we'll spray with something maybe that will knock back those docks, something not too, they won't be too hard on the grass, and that'll kill off the chickweed. We always have chickweed. Why have we chickweed? Well, chickweed thrives in an environment where there's a lot of nitrogen, so our slurry, intensive beef finishing slurry, is quite powerful stuff. Lots of nutrients in it, lots of nitrogen, so of course we're going to have a chickweed issue, especially once the can goes out on top of it as well. It's something that we've always had, so this field and the other two silage fields are all going to need to get sprayed for chickweed, or we'll have a crop of them back in the silage. So we'll do that. Everything's going to get sprayed now. We'll do that in the next week or so. Yeah, kill them now when they're small. They'll all die off, let the grass flourish, and we should have a nice crop of silage then come the end of May. So hopefully, we'll see. That is the plan. If it works out that way, it may not work that way. It could be a mess, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's it for here. I'm going to head back to the yard and we'll see what's happening back there. Alright, so we're back in the yard now. We're going to have a little look at our diet feeder. So this is the diet feeder we're using at the minute. It's one of the Abbey paddle feeders. We've 3 of them at the minute. Yes, 3 of them. We need to get rid of one of them. There's one of them for sale. There's one we are using, which is this one here, and the other one is in the shed. It's a much fresher one. It's 2016 or 17. It's kind of a spare one. We're not going to use it at the minute. We're going to use it with this one here. If something happens, that's when we pull it out and we can put the elevator on it. So we did swap a few things over on it. We swapped over the elevator, actually swapped over the clock. We'll have a look at it in a second. The elevator has been a complete success. Much less feed being lost now on the passageway floors. Much cleaner. Still a little bit being lost. I have to go in and sweep it up every evening, but it's about, I'd say, 25% of what was being lost with the other elevator. So I would class it a success. But last night we were feeding last batch of cattle to be fed, just dishing out the silage. Went to lift the elevator. It's sitting on the timber, wouldn't lift. This hose here bust. You can see the oil sprayed up along here. Hose here was all corroded. It went last night just as we went to lift it. There's 2 pipes going into this ram, of course, because it's power up, power down, and this one here is a little bit corroded, but nothing like what this one here was. This one here was just, the silage would always be coming in here, a wee bit might lie on it, and then the acid of the silage was just eating it away. It actually done the same to, there's 2 more hoses here that feeds the motor for turning the belt, and they were completely more or less ready to go as well. So we ended up changing these 3 hoses, which wasn't the most simple job ever, but I've seen worse at the same time. They kind of go in underneath, there's a large wheel in underneath this, go in underneath it, they come up the side, round at the front, and then come out here and into the sleever bank. So they all had to be fished out. It's quite tight, but we got them all fished out, and yeah, worked all right. So that had to be done. When I was doing that, the elevator of the elevator of the new feeder is on this. We also put the clock of the new the newer diet feeder onto this, and I'll show you why. I'll just turn on the ignition and we'll switch on the clock. So the writing is a lot bigger. We're all getting older now at this stage, and we'll soon be needing glasses, but you can see it's just reading -25, -30. It's in low battery because the tractor's not started, but yeah, clock is much better. The writing is almost half as big again, much clearer. I just thought it'd be a good idea to use the clock. It's lying there anyway, it's not being used. It's a risk of dampness getting into it when it's in the shed possibly, and yeah, might as well just use it rather than having it sitting it up, laying up. But yeah, it's just one other little feature that we added on to this diet feeder. Great diet feeder. This diet feeder is 06, and yeah, great machine. We love these feeders. They suit our passageways. They do a fine job on mixing. Not suitable for round bales, but yeah, good diet feeders. So a bit of maintenance had to be done that tomorrow. We lost a few hours having to change the pipes and just get it all sorted, but it's the first issues that we had with it really this year, and that we've had to do to it. It's kind of maintenance rather than letting something happen to it. Like the elevator, there's nothing wrong with the old elevator we took off, just it was losing a lot of material, and then the likes of the clock when changed, we just wanted to change. So that's it. Simple as that. That's kind of what's going on today. That, finish off the fertilizer, and yeah, tomorrow going to start doing some of the spraying. We'll try and get this chickweed wiped out, so I'll take a bit of footage when I'm doing that and see what else is going on, and hopefully we'll have another video up around the weekend or early next week. So until then, if you're not subscribed, don't forget to hit the sub button, leave a like in the video, comment below, all that kind of stuff, and we will see you in the next one. So have a good weekend.